welcome to my channel. My name is Claire Moy. If you are an oldie but a goodie, thank you so much for coming back. I love you. You guys, we here. And if you are new to my channel, thank you for stopping by. Make sure you subscribe, turn on your post notifications before you leave. But matter of fact, stick around, check out some of my other videos because I'm sure there's something up in here that you're gonna enjoy. Alright guys, I am back with a makeup look. I don't even know how long I have not done a makeup look on my channel. I don't even know. But I came with something simple, something that I literally wear every time I record. It is my go-to look. It is so simple. It's only using 2 eyeshadows, guys, and you're using your fingers. It's that simple. Instead of me telling you what I'm doing in this video, I'm actually going to read one of the articles my sociology professor assigned to us during the summer because it will validate your feelings. If you're feeling depressed, you're sad, trapped in your situation, whatever you have going on, this article validated my feelings and let me know that what I'm feeling is real, and also that it's not necessarily your fault. When you feel trapped, when you feel depressed, sad, lonely, a lot of times it's not even your fault. It is the economy. It's what's happening in society has such a huge impact on individual lives that we don't even realize that. Like, look what's happening in the world right now. Thank God Biden won, but we went through 4 years of Trump. All these hateful people that were hiding, he allowed them to come out and show their true colors. He divided the country. You know, I think there's a clear line between blue and red, and people are more depressed than they have ever been. So through this video, I would like to read you this article. I hope you enjoy it. Something to listen to while you watch me apply my makeup. Some of you have actually asked for this look, so I am here to deliver, and I will see you all in my next video. Okay, beautiful people, before we jump into this article, I do want to say that I will stop at certain paragraphs to explain what I've just read because I didn't quite understand this article the first time around. And if there's any words that I think you might not know, I will also give you the definition of those words because I didn't understand some of these words when I first read this article for school. If there's anything you want to further discuss, feel free to hit me up in my DM and we will go from there. Let's get started. The Sociological Imagination, Chapter 1, The Promise, by C. Wright Mills, 1959. This was written in 1959 and is really astonishing how much it resonates with everything that is going on today, 2020. Nowadays, people often feel that their private lives are a series of traps. They sense that within their everyday worlds, they cannot overcome their troubles. And in this feeling, they are often quite correct. What ordinary people are directly aware of and what they try to do are bounded by the private orbits in which they live. Their visions and their powers are limited to the close-up scenes of job, family, neighborhood. In other milieus, they move vicariously and remain spectators. And the more aware they become, however vaguely, of ambitions and of threats which transcends their immediate locales, the more trapped they seem to feel. So the word milieu, guys, just means your social environment. So your job, where you work, right? Your family, the people you live with, your neighborhood, like the people that you surround yourself with, your neighbors, like your next door neighbors, all of that is your milieu. And once you step out of that milieu, let's say you go on vacation or you just head to a different hood, right? you don't feel like you're at home there. You just feel like a spectator. Like you're just kind of watching what's going on. And all of that can make you feel trapped, right? Your milieu limits the amount of power you have. And of course, I am not saying that everyone is trapped or that everyone feels trapped. But if you do, for those of us who do feel trapped, I want you to know that your feelings are valid. And I also want you to know that it's not your fault. What you are feeling and what you are going through can be a direct effect of what is happening in your milieu, what is happening in society. And baby, 2020 should be more proof that what you are going through sometimes is not even you. It's the world around you that has a direct effect on our individual lives. Okay, let's continue. Underlying this sense of being trapped are seemingly impersonal changes in the very structure of continent-wide societies, right? The fact of contemporary history are also facts about the success and the failure of individual men and women. When a society is industrialized, a peasant becomes a worker. A feudal lord is liquidated or becomes a businessman. When classes rise or fall, a person is employed or unemployed, right? When the rate of investment goes up or down, a person takes a new heart or goes broke. When war happens, an insurance salesperson becomes a rocket launcher. A store clerk, a radar operator, a wife or a husband lives alone, a child grows up without a parent. Neither the life of an individual nor the history of a society can be understood without understanding both. I would like to repeat that. Neither the life of an individual nor the history of a society can be understood without understanding both. Let's continue. Yet, people do not usually define the troubles they endure in terms of historical change and institutional contradiction. Okay, to me, what that means is like we struggle alone, we struggle in silence, right? We are struggling individually when it's not an individual problem. The well-being they enjoy, they do not usually impute to the big ups and downs of the societies in which they live. Seldom aware of the intricate connection between the patterns of their own lives and the course of world history. Ordinary people do not usually know what this connection means for the kinds of people they are becoming and for the kinds of history making in which they might take part of. They do not possess the quality of mind essential to grasp the interplay of individuals and society, of biography and history, of self and world. They cannot cope with their personal troubles in such ways as to control the structural transformations that usually lie behind them. So, our personal troubles largely are affected by the structural transformations that are happening in society. So what we are dealing with is a direct effect of what's going on in the world, in our milieu. Next paragraph. In what period have so many people been so totally exposed at so fast a pace to such earthquakes of change? That Americans have not known such catastrophic changes as have the men and women of other societies is due to the historical facts that are now becoming merely history. This is one of the parts of this article that really stick out to me because it reminds me of MySpace days. Yeah, I remember MySpace. I know we all remember MySpace. MySpace happened to me in high school. I was either like a sophomore in high school when MySpace really became a thing, but it still wasn't what social media is today. And we also had no idea that MySpace was like the guinea pig of what social media is today. Like, MySpace led to where we are today. And MySpace is now history, which is so crazy to me. Because how can MySpace be history? That wasn't even that long ago, but yet it feels like it was such a long time ago. And that's what I gather from this section right here, is that the world is changing so fast that we as human beings aren't able to keep up. So yeah, you're going to feel left behind. You're going to feel like you're not doing enough. That's because the world is doing too much. That's just my opinion. That's what I gather from here. But anyways, let's continue. The history that now affects every individual is world history. Within this scene and this period, in the course of a single generation, 1/6 of humankind is transformed from all that is feudal and backward into all that is modern, advanced, and fearful. Political colonies are freed, new and less visible forms of imperialism installed, revolutions occur, people feel the intimate grip of new kinds of authority. I know you feel it. I know you guys feel it too. That the world is changing. The authority that we were once used to is also changing. Which, I don't know. Anyways, totalitarian societies rise and are smashed to bits or succeed. After 2 centuries of ascendancy, capitalism is shown up as only one way to make society into an industrial apparatus. After 2 centuries of hope, even formal democracy is restricted to a quiet small portion of mankind. Everywhere in the underdeveloped world, ancient ways of life are broken up and vague expectations become urgent demands. Everywhere in the overdeveloped world, the means of authority and of violence become total in scope and sporadic in form. Humanity itself now lies before us, the supernation at either pole concentrating its most coordinated and massive efforts upon the preparation of World War III. And I know you guys feel like we are staring a civil war dead in its face. And it's crazy that this article was written in 1959. And today, in 2020, we feel like we are staring some kind of civil war dead in the face. It's just crazy. Anyways, following paragraph. The very shaping of history now outpaces the ability of people to orient themselves in accordance with cherished values. So, yeah. And which values? Even when they do not panic, people often sense that older ways of feeling and thinking have collapsed, and that new beginnings are ambiguous to the point of moral stasis. Okay, I just want to stop right there. We know that the way we used to think is done with. Like the jokes that we used to make back in the day, you better not make that joke today. And people who aren't flowing with the flow, people who aren't realizing, like celebrities aren't realizing that those jokes or those ways of thinking are no longer acceptable, are the ones who are constantly online making apology videos. And the things that they apologize for, absolutely, they were disgustingly wrong. But times are changing so fast that they didn't catch up yet. They didn't have, not everyone, okay? Not everyone. But for example, I'll use myself as an example. But now that we have so many binary people, I have to make a conscious effort to make sure that I don't call someone a he when they are a she, or a she when they are a he. I make sure that I use the correct pronouns when I'm speaking to someone, and I have to constantly do that because it'll be very easy for me to call them what I see, like what they look like. It's very easy for me to use a he if I listen. All of that is a bit confusing to me, but that is just the way times have been changing, and the only way that I'm able to not make those mistakes is I just respect people. If I am not sure as to what your gender is, I just use they. You know what I mean? If I'm comfortable enough with the connection we've made, then I'll ask you, what gender would you like me to use? Like, how would you like me to refer to you? So, anyways, I'm just saying that's just another example of how fast the world is moving, and the older ways of how we used to think and feel is no longer acceptable. It has collapsed. Okay, moving on. It is, sorry, is it any wonder that ordinary people feel they cannot cope with the larger worlds with which they are so suddenly confronted? Okay. That they cannot understand the meaning of their epoch for their own lives. That in defense of selfhood, they become morally insensible, trying to remain altogether private individuals. Is it any wonder that they come to be possessed by a sense of the trap? It is not only information that they need in the age of fact. Information often dominates their attention and overwhelms their capacities to assimilate it. It is not only the skills of reason that they need, although their struggles to acquire these often exhaust their limited moral energy. What they need and what they feel they need is a quality of mind that will help them to use information and to develop reason in order to achieve lucid summations of what is going on in the world and of what may be happening within themselves. It is this quality, I am going to contend, that journalists and scholars, artists and scientists and editors are coming to expect of what may be called the sociological imagination. The sociological imagination enables its possessors to understand the larger historical scene in terms of its meanings for the inner life and the external career of a variety of individuals. It enables him to take into account how individuals, in the welter of their daily experience, often become falsely conscious of their social positions. Within that welter, the framework of modern society is sought, and within that framework, the psychologies of a variety of men and women are formulated. By such means, the personal uneasiness of individuals is focused upon explicit troubles, and the indifference of publics is transformed into the involvement with public issues. The following section of this article is going to explain what understanding the sociological imagination can do for our lives as individuals living in this big, crazy world. All right, let's continue. Also, it looks like I might not finish this article. It's only 5 pages, but it looks like I might not finish it. So I will leave the link down in the description box so you can go and finish it yourself, just in case I don't get to finish it here. Anyways, the first fruit of this imagination and the first lesson of the social science that embodies it is the idea that the individual can understand her own experience and gauge her own fate only by locating herself within her period. that she can know her own chances in life only by becoming aware of those of all individuals in her circumstances. In many ways, it is a terrible lesson. In many ways, a magnificent one. We do not know the limits of human capacities for supreme effort or willing degradation, for agony or glee, for pleasurable brutality or the sweetness of reason. But in our time, we have come to know that the limits of human nature are frighteningly broad. We have come to know that every individual lives from one generation to the next in some society, that he lives out a biography, and he lives it out within some historical sequence. By the fact of this living, he contributes, however minutely, to the shaping of society and to the course of its history, even as he is made by society and by its historical push and shove. I also really appreciate this paragraph because it reminds us that every single one of us, every single soul, every person contributes to society in one way or another. No matter how small, no matter if you sit in the house all day long and don't go nowhere, you are still contributing to history, to our future. So if you ever feel like you don't know what you're on this earth here to do, you're here to contribute to the world. You have a purpose. You are going to create history. No matter what you do, somehow you're going to help shape society. I don't know. That's deep. Okay, let's continue. So I'm going to skip a few paragraphs, guys, because I'm almost done with my makeup and I have, 2 more pages to read. So let's skip. Again, the link to this article will be in the description box, so check it out. Perhaps the most fruitful distinction with which the sociological imagination works is between the personal troubles of milieu and the public issues of social structure. This distinction is an essential tool of the sociological imagination and a feature of all classic work in social science. Okay, so I'm going to skip 2 more paragraphs just to save time because I would love to finish this article. Again, the link will be in the description box, so check it out. And if you want to discuss anything, please feel free to hit up my DM via Instagram. Okay, let's continue. Consider unemployment. When in a city of 100,000 people and only one is unemployed, that is a personal trouble. And for its relief, we properly look to the character of the individual, his skills, and his immediate opportunities. But when in a nation of 50 million employees, 15 million people are unemployed, that is an issue. And we may not hope to find its solution within the range of opportunities open to any one individual. The very structure of opportunities has collapsed. Both the correct statement of the problem and the range of possible solutions require us to consider the economic and political institutions of the society, and not merely the personal situation and character of a scatter of individuals. So this paragraph also sticks out to me because it's saying that, okay, so if there are 100,000 people and one of them doesn't have a job, right? Out of 100,000 people, only one doesn't have a job. That's an individual problem, right? We have to check out what's going on with that person. But if there are 50 million people, and out of those 50 million people, 15 million don't have a job, that's a problem. We have to check out what's going on in the society, in the government. What kind of political issues are happening that so many people don't have jobs, right? But the 15 million people who don't have jobs and are depressed and are going through all this drama in their personal lives think it's a personal issues, and they're handling it such. So they're blaming themselves for not having a job. They're blaming themselves for not being able to pay their rent. They think that they are lacking something, that they're weak, or they can't make ends meet. Something is wrong with them. But in our reality, it's something wrong with society. And that's why I think this article is so important, because I want a lot of us to realize that a lot of the issues that we are going through are not personal problems. We don't lack anything. It's not us. It's the situation that the world is in. Anyways, guys, unfortunately, I can't finish this article because I'm almost finished with my makeup. I just said I'm almost finished with my makeup, like I'm not finished with my makeup. This was a different type of video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give me a big fat thumbs up, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notifications, and I'll see you all in my next video. Peace. Thank you so much for watching my makeup tutorial. Let me know what you think. I am feeling myself. I love my hair. I look so cute. You know what? It's cool to like big up yourself, okay? I look good. I look real good. And let me know what you guys think about this article. Leave your comments down below. I would appreciate it so much. Make sure you give me a big fat thumbs up, only if you enjoyed this video. Nah. Matter of fact, give this video a big fat thumbs up because you rock with your girl, okay? And I'll see you all next time. Bye.